roda is that circle that you will see where capoeiristas play the game of capoeira. But the roda really is, to me, a small sample of the world and the universe that we live in.
Start from the basics. It's a circle where people come together and there's a bateria or a band.
It's very beautiful to watch. I think, you know, the best description I've ever heard is a conversation between two bodies through movement.
Another idea, sometimes how I look at it, the roda is like a little community you're creating.
So it's a very unique experience because you really see that even though two people are having a conversation, the whole community is actually engaged in that conversation and help that become a better conversation. And if you could take that aspect into the world, I think just a lot of places, office places, businesses and schools would be a lot better because you just don't see that collective effort towards, you know, a goal as much as you see when you see a capoeira roda.
So there were about 8 of us who knew we really loved capoeira. For whatever reason, we liked something about it. We liked hanging out with each other. We liked training with each other. And we traveled a little bit. And we knew somebody who kind of came across us and said, hey, I know a capoeira master, he's wanting to come to the States. I bring him to my events all the time. He's a really great guy.
We fell in love with capoeira. We enjoyed the sport, but we didn't have a teacher. So the passion was in there, you know, the music, the dance, and there was a core of students that figured out this was the best way to keep this alive, was just to keep going and pray that we could one day get a teacher of our own. You know, I don't think we ever thought we'd get a master, to be honest with you. We just thought anybody, a professor. You know, it's very, very difficult to find anyone that even knows what capoeira is in this state, in this country.
And so when he first got here, I remember Doug picked him up from the airport and he had like 3 bags with him. And he was like, he texted me and Doug was like, I got him, he's here. He's here. And we were all like, oh my gosh. Probably like that night, or the day after, we had class, our first class with him. That was, for us, it was unreal that we were having a class.
I was a Peace Corps volunteer in West Africa. A friend of mine started taking capoeira from a man from Angola, and I always wanted to join, but I never had enough time.
3 of us do capoeira in my family. We all started roughly around the same time. My youngest son started first, and sitting on a bench and watching it happen, I decided to join in. So
I first got into capoeira through my best friend Julian, who is also a capoeirista here in Charlotte CDO.
I went to the class on a Saturday morning, and after that I was hooked. You know, that first class I did it barefoot and my feet were killing me, but still, like, I fell in love with it.
When I came home, I definitely felt like I was just kind of plunked down in someone else's life and expected to thrive in that situation. I just, had been away for 3 years and came back and didn't feel like any sense of belonging. I had many great friends, of course, but we were just kind of out of sync in our lives. So I started doing some more research about capoeira and tried to see if I could, get involved with it in my area because I knew that it was something that I was always curious about. And luckily I found Mestre Esquilo, Bruno Mello online, and I started taking classes, and it really, really transformed my integration back into the States. It gave me a sense of belonging that I didn't have before that. I was here for about a year before I started doing it, and it just gave me a sense of purpose. And obviously not only capoeira, but it was a great way to open my mind to new possibilities and just feel like I belonged again.
I think it was the mixture of the music and the clapping and just being able to play with it. It was such a happy environment that I felt so good to be in.
The family here that we have, I think, is very beautiful. I want to go to class every day. When I'm at work, I'm thinking about where's 5 o'clock so I can get to class. I go to class because I want to hear everybody's personalities. Like, we have fun in class. We laugh at each other. We beat each other up, but it's still funny.
Facebook this week one. All guys play the pandeiro. There is a real samba duro, old style. They play the pandeiro almost like that. They stay there like 3-4 hours playing, and they land backyard of the house. This, the jungle. They play like it's really pro. I did the event in Brazil in Serra do Cipó. That is a place we have a lot of slaves living in the past in Minas Gerais, in my state. And they have a small village on the jungle, inside the jungle. They have a lot of beautiful water fires, And when you go there, have old people from the village. Even the Portuguese they speak, you can't understand sometimes. This is really traditional from the place, right? And they have a batuque. This is batuque is like if they have one rhythm, they play all night. Every week, drink a lot of cachaça, and get drunk and samba, and they call it batuque da La Penha. I got an event there. I have like 50 capoeiristas from India, Israel, Europe. Wow, they don't believe. And it's nice because when you have a roda Saturday, the sun, what a beautiful place. The sun go down there on the lake, and we have a capoeira roda, and the boi bumbás is coming. Boi bumbá, they have a cow dancing. The people play and follow on the street. The boy, we don't know that, and they came a boi bumbá with a lot of people. Wow, this is boi bumbá getting on the roda, capoeira roda, and play capoeira. Wow, this was awesome. But the people, they were there.
Capoeira intertwines with my life. It gives me balance. I've been working in corporate America for 30 years. I find that work life has done well. I've done well. I'm a single parent. I need to work out because I'm also a diabetic. So one of the things that I need is something that's going to allow me to get rid of stress, work out, and also allow my mind to free myself from just work. Also, I need something that's going to allow me, something I can do physical that I can do that my daughter can do with me. So what I find is capoeira allows me to not think about work, not think about deadlines, not think about money, and come and train physically. I've lost, since I've been back in Charlotte with Mestre Esquilo, I've lost another 20 pounds. I test in the normal ranges with my diabetes. It wasn't until the last 2 years that I've been here where my daughter, who sort of looked at capoeira and liked it, but always said that's, you know, Dad's thing, has trained. And really that was because of Mestre Esquilo. He pulled her in and just really got her interested just based on the fact that 1, she's talented, 2, his personality, and 3, now it's something that we can both do together. And truth be told, she's better than I am.
I would say distinct memories with him are memories outside of the classroom. Because each classroom session is kind of similar, but outside the classroom, we go to a party, we do something else. There's always something new and interesting to learn about him. He has such a unique life and such experience and wisdom to share with us.
He has the ability to make you feel special the moment you meet him. And he could just meet you and shake your hand, but you feel like he's genuinely saying to you, hello. And it's being sincere. But sometimes when some people say hello to you or smile to you, it doesn't necessarily feel real. Or something about it just seems like they're doing it for the motions. But for him, when you meet him, you see that he's really trying to have a connection, a human experience with somebody. He's trying to share that.
He was the person who first made me so enthusiastic about, you know, capoeira and what it was. And he really planted a seed. And we see it growing to this day, you know, in Julian, in Eric, in Reba, how people are so enthusiastic and love capoeira and what it can do for them, and it's because they had such a nurturing teacher in Mestre.
Because he made you believe that you could do it, you know? Even if you had no inkling that you could even do it, you know, like myself. You know, he'd take me to gymnastics and tell me to do a front flip or a back flip, and I would think, you know, he's crazy, you know? There's no way, you know, a 52-year-old man is going to do a front flip or a back flip who's never done one. But he believed that I could do it so much that I actually started to believe I could do it. And it's an amazing transformation. I mean, just what he believes in each one of us individually, and it's so personalized. And that's what makes Esquilo so unique to any other teacher I've ever had in my life. He personalizes the teaching, and he gets to you in a way and so deep that no one has ever reached that level. And that's what forms these really, really strong bonds that we have in capoeira. I know once I go there, I'll be with my family and my friends. And my family and friends are from every age group, from every race, every color, every religion. If you want to talk about world peace or great energy, come to a capoeira class.
I can go to an event no matter where it is in the United States or in the world. I can do the thing I love to do, not get judged, and have a second family on top of that.
One thing I've seen, especially traveling to different places like overseas, I've seen how he has that effect on people. And it's almost magical, especially like when he sings. People like are in a trance almost, they're listening to him. And I mean, I think the thing that happened in Charlotte was that a lot of people wanted capoeira in Charlotte, but they wanted it from a Brazilian perspective. And sometimes people need that, they want to have something that seems more authentic.
I remember one time, I skipped I skipped like 2 weeks worth of class because I was going through some depression. Everything hard depression, and Honori started calling me every day. How are you, man? How are you? Are you good? Oh, okay. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, that's just him. That's him, you know. And then one day he just came over to my house, just randomly came over to my house, and he's like, hello, my friend. How are you? Da, da, da. I just wanted to say hi to you. How are you? He played music with me. He offered to cook. He gave me private lessons. You know, there's a difference between someone who is there for money and someone's there who actually considers you as a son.
La, 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 unfortunately, we have to.
The initial adjustment of status application, for the green card was submitted to the government with little to no review by their attorney that they retained initially. It was almost as if they were given a form with no instructions or guidance and were asked to fill out that form to the best of their ability. They sent the form then to the attorney, who then in turn filed it with the government with no review whatsoever. I feel like they really, even after having had an attorney for years at the time that I met them, they knew remarkably little about what was going on in the process, had very little understanding of the consequences of some of the things that they were going through, which is really unfortunate because things didn't have to end up the way they did, I also know that a lot of the mistakes that were made early on continued to haunt them for the remainder of their time here and have continued to prevent them from being able to come back. So I really, really wish that they had had someone who was an advocate for them from the beginning, to give them the full story about what were the best steps for them, not just the quickest, not just the cheapest, but the best path to be able to come here and stay here, and that just wasn't the case.
I think Mestre Esquilo coming back affects Charlotte, but really it affects everything he touches. I'm reminded that every time I go to the grocery store next to where our studio is, the people there ask, where are Mestre and Glau? Where are the kids, or the babies as they call them now that they're getting older? He's been a partner in the state of North Carolina because he hasn't just stayed in Charlotte. He's gone to Carborough and other places where he's done workshops and people know him. What I found with Mestre is that anyone that he has touched, anyone he's talked to, from other capoeiristas to the banker at the local bank, because I found out that he actually banked where I worked, everybody knows him, and the people that come in contact with him always have positive and good things to say about him. I'm reminded we're in a political season now, and all the candidates are talking about what they're going to do for the country. I have seen him single-handedly, one person at a time, just go out and share his love of his art and his love of life and have an impact on people, and people are affected by that.
I mean, we really need to take a look at this guy and see what good he's done. Look at his students, see the good energy. I mean, almost the first month he was here, he says, we have to give back to the community. And forget about your stress. There's no such thing as stress when you walk in that studio. Esquilo always used to say, there's no way negative energy can survive inside this class. He said, it wouldn't come in. There's too much positive energy there. So you couldn't bring it in. You'd have to leave if you were a negative person or your energy was bad. You couldn't even walk into the studio. And that was Esquilo's energy. And Esquilo's energy, even though he left us right now, it's still really deep in our heads. And we realize how important these bonds that he created are. And we're so desperate right now to keep all those bonds alive. We don't ever want to see it ever go back. We want to see it keep growing.
No one's here as a brother or sister or anything, but we're brothers and sisters through capoeira, through a thing that was created out of oppression, that still to me works. I mean, it's still about struggle, and we're still fighting for something. We're fighting to be together, or we're fighting to have fun, we're fighting to respect each other, we're fighting to bring Mestre Esquilo back. You know, we're fighting to show that there's a community that can exist with people of different backgrounds, different ethnicities, and we can still be okay, we can still laugh at each other, we can still cry together.
It's interesting to think about the impact of what they started and how far-reaching it is. I look around and I see so many people, so many stories and friendships and moments that have been sparked by their actions and decision to open a school and to come here to Charlotte. It's crazy to look back and see what if that had never happened. You know, all these friendships and all these moments, these people would have been never brought together.